Alright guys, here's a quick video here. This is right before we throw the rear end underneath my truck. This is after all the postal stuff. I know I didn't shoot as many videos as I was hoping to, but the products were phenomenal. This rear end should never bend. Everything turned out amazing. If you get the bigger axle tubes in your 14 bolt, you'll just have to grind out around where this top bracket sits around the axle. You'll have to grind that out. And then I just crappily made a little spacer in there so this part of the axle tube can't bend, because in my truck I needed to move everything in. Shouldn't have to do that on a car. We're gonna use red Loctite for these bolts. My dad went to go grab that from our house. And one thing that I did not know, and that you should know, you guys will need dually hubs to run this setup. You cannot use factory hubs. The offset is wrong, and you need dually hubs, otherwise this will not work. Same axle, same everything. That's how that looks, and that's that. Okay. Now, that is one thing I did not know. And that's one thing you guys should know. I would suggest doing this. It took me about 9 hours from start to finish without paint, just welding everything up. But I was struggling with the studs because I used old ones and I couldn't get them to press in. That's besides the point. I think it turned out amazing. Once I get it tipped up, it just looks awesome. And I also got some rims built, full center 15s. They got bead lip protectors I made myself. Got 4 of them. 2 are right there. Those are my rear, and the front ones are on the truck already. I'm gonna paint them black. That's what they turned out like. Yeah, next little clip, this rear end should be under my pickup. Alright guys, I'm back with an update video here. So, I know it's been a while. I've been doing a lot of work up here. I just haven't posted a video because I'm too lazy. But, so I'll post this. It'll be one big video of the things I've done over the past week or 2 or however long it's been. My brother got this cradle here. It's an A to Z. Picked it up we went 3.5 hours down to Kansas to get it. It's pretty nice. And then he also got that tranny brace. That's the top header protectors and the mid plate, and then the sidebars right there. Came with the short tail shaft for the tranny. It's turbo 400. He's going to be switching to 400s from now on. I'll just still run turbo 350s, but yeah, so that's that. You guys know I pulled these out. Drove my truck around a little more. Timing's way off, we gotta time it yet, but I put a solid fan on here. Just now I hope it doesn't flip the belt off. The belt's pretty tight, but you never know. Put some water in the tranny cooler, and it leaks. It looks like the water is just gross, that's why it's green, and it's mixed with tranny fluid. So yeah, I mean, it is leaking tranny fluid pretty good, but it's not all tranny fluid. That's 90% out of the cooler. Mocked up the front clip on this. I don't know if I ended up showing that video or not. Just set it on here to see how it'll be, and it looks good. It's really tall. Looks mean. So once I get done with my Dodge over here and finish little things on that Ford, we'll really get to work on this one. And threw the pinion brake on my dad's rear end today. Didn't take long at all. after doing it one time, it is very easy. I highly suggest, if you run any car, truck, whatever, if you aren't allowed to brace up the rear ends, run, or even if you are, run a 14 bolt. The axles are massive stock, and this pinion brake fits perfectly. It's an awesome kit. You just gotta, it's a lot better if you have a press to get this yoke on. But what I do, we take the nut off, put a puller around the old yoke, just like a pulley puller, and then it'll come right off. Start this on with a rubber mallet, and then I used a press and got it all the way on. You could use a bench vise if it's big enough, or just beat it on, probably. Wouldn't be near as easy, but yeah. Fits great, everything's great. Just make sure you use red Loctite on those bolts back in there. So yeah, this will go under the truck soon. We're gonna make leaf pads for it. And their pinion brake kit comes with everything you need, including an adapter from this braided line, which is awesome. So that's that. So let's see. Okay, we're on to my truck here now. So I'm gonna start up front and work my way back. So got the engine and tranny welded in solid. It's a little bit crooked, but it's the best that I could do because it kept wanting to shift over. And so I had to put a deal in there and welded the one side and then pushed it back down so it didn't completely shift over. But I welded, it's not finished welded, but I've got weld on the top. I'll run beads down the side, both sides, and then might do something on the inside and the back. But this is a 3/8 plate welded onto the cradle, and it's got a hole so I can access my bottom engine bolt. Got them on both sides. This one I welded the front side. So I got that in there. And then I'll show you the tranny. That was a pain in the butt to get in there. And I still haven't hooked up all the bolts for the torque converter, because I can't turn the engine over. I'm gonna have to hook it up to the starter because the crank bolt just keeps spinning. But I didn't strip it out yet. So yeah, this is fit in there really tight. Didn't cut as little out as I could. And I've got a cross members welded in there. I'm gonna add some gussets onto the cross member, and I'm gonna just hold the tranny down with straps, just so I don't put any extra pressure on the bolts going into the back of the engine, so I don't have to break those, because that would be very not fun to get out. Yeah, so I'll show you guys the rims now. These are my rims. They're tracker rims, the ones that I showed you before, with a full 8-lug 1/2-inch center in them, welded front and back all the way around, and then I made a homemade bead protector. It's a piece of 1-inch by 1/8-inch thick flat strap that I cut slots every 1 inch, not all the way through, but every 1 inch, and used vice grips around here to hold them in place. I'll put up a picture now of what that looked like during. So got these mounted up on my D-Stone 14-ply steer tires that I ran on my old Dodge last year. And yeah, so on the back here, did the same thing, and then I've got skid tires on the back. I don't remember if I showed you guys this, but I made a tank protector. That's what it looks like. Probably showed you guys, but I don't remember the last video I posted. And for what you all have probably been waiting for. My Postal Mopar rear end. Got the full truss kit, the hub savers, axle pads, or the leaf pads, pinion brake, rear cover, everything. One thing that I didn't know, which is why my tires stick in so far, you have to have a dually hub for the hub savers to work. I did not know that. So this is a non-dually hub. That is a dually hub. Axles and everything are the same, just a different hub. So that's what it looks like. We got the corner bracing on the truss. I had to actually notch my frame so the rear end would sit in there completely. I added a little piece of square tubing there, so nothing should bend. So yeah, I'll probably show you guys more if you want to see any more. So please like and subscribe and comment down below what you want to see more of. Thanks.